In 2025, when a Bangladeshi student studying in the USA discovers a pocket watch that can rewrite history, he learns that every jump through time fixes one future but destroys another, and one of those futures contains someone he can't lose.
The Watchmaker's Secret. The neon sign of Brooklyn Vintage Repairs flickered as rain hammered the pavement. It was almost midnight when Arab Rahman, a 23-year-old Bangladeshi graduate student, rushed inside holding his soaked backpack. His laptop had died again, and the old shop was the only place still open. The bell above the door jingled weakly. The shop smelled of dust, brass, and the kind of loneliness that only forgotten objects carried. Shelves were piled with typewriters, clocks missing hands, radios that crackled like ghosts whispering. Behind the counter stood an old man polishing a brass watch. "You're late?" he muttered without looking up. Arab blinked. "Sorry? I didn't have an appointment." "No one comes here without a reason," the old man said, finally lifting his gaze. His eyes were strangely bright, almost too focused. "What broke?" Arab explained about the laptop, but the old man waved it off. "Machines are predictable. You," he pointed a shaky finger, "are not." Before Arab could respond, the man placed a small silver pocket watch on the counter. The metal was etched with unfamiliar patterns, circular spirals weaving into each other like symbols from a forgotten language. "Take it." Arab frowned. "Why would I?" "Because you're the only one who can." The old man leaned forward. "Time is breaking." A chill crawled up Arab's spine. "What are you talking about?" "You feel it, don't you? That sense that you are meant for something bigger, that your life is connected to something you can't yet see." He didn't know why, but he did feel something, like a vibration in the air, like the room itself was holding its breath. The old man slid the watch closer. "Take it before time chooses someone else." Against all logic, Arab picked it up. The moment his fingers touched the metal, the lights in the shop flickered violently. The rain stopped. The air rippled. Arab gasped as the entire shop blurred into white noise. The first jump. He landed on solid ground. The air smelled different. He blinked rapidly, disoriented, until shapes sharpened around him, brick buildings, horse carriages, gas lamps glowing in the fog. "What the?" Arab turned in a full circle. "Where am I?" A bent street sign answered him. "New York City, 1899. "No way," he whispered. He checked the watch. The hands were spinning backward before stopping abruptly, as if it were waiting. People walked past him dressed in old-fashioned coats and gowns. No one seemed to notice the stranger in a hoodie, sneakers, and a backpack. Arab forced himself to breathe. "Okay, Arab, think. You time-traveled. This is either a hallucination or that old man drugged your tea." Suddenly, a woman screamed. A carriage horse had broken free, bolting through the street as people scattered. A young girl stood frozen in the animal's path. Without thinking, Arab sprinted. He grabbed the girl and threw both of them to the side, just in time. They crashed into the street, breathless. The child stared at him, wide-eyed. "Thank you, mister." Before he could respond, a young woman ran towards them, her Victorian dress sweeping the ground. She knelt beside the girl. "Emma, are you hurt?" The girl shook her head. "He saved me." The woman looked up at Arab. Her eyes filled with relief. She had sharp features, dark hair pinned neatly, and a presence that felt powerful. "I owe you my sister's life." Arab rubbed the back of his neck. "Just glad I was here." She paused. "You're not from here, are you?" His hoodie was a dead giveaway. Before he could come up with a lie, she whispered, "You're a traveler, like him." "Like who?" She pointed behind him. A man in a black coat stood across the street, staring directly at Arab. His eyes were icy gray, his expression unreadable, and in his hand was a watch identical to Arab's. The man raised a single finger, not waving, warning. Then he vanished, folding into thin air like smoke pulled through a crack. Arab's heart slammed against his ribs. What was that? The woman's voice lowered. "That man has been manipulating the timeline for years, and if he saw you, if he knows you have a watch, it means you're in danger." Arab swallowed hard. "Why me?" She took a deep breath. "Because you're the only traveler who hasn't been corrupted by time yet, and he will try to change that."
A message from the future. Arab felt the watch vibrate. He opened it. Inside, on the inner lid, something new had appeared. Scratched letters. Shaky. Rushed. Clearly written by hand. "Don't trust the watchmaker." Arab froze. "That old man gave me this," he whispered. The woman's expression shifted instantly. "Then you need to leave, right now." "Why? What's happening?" She looked up at the sky as if time itself were listening. "Because the watchmaker doesn't give watches. He replaces people." Arab's stomach dropped. "Replaces?" Before she could answer, the ground shook. The buildings vibrated. A ripple tore across the sky like fabric being ripped open. The woman pushed her sister behind her. "Arab, run! Time is collapsing!" The ripple expanded. People screamed. The world twisted like a melting photograph. Arab felt his body being pulled backward, toward the tear, toward nothingness. He grabbed the watch desperately. "Please, take me back!" The watch glowed. Everything exploded into white. The War for Tomorrow. Arab's eyes snapped open. He was lying on the cold floor of his dorm room at NYU. The ceiling flickered, once, twice, like reality was buffering. His breath came in sharp, uneven gasps. The watch sat in his palm, still warm. For a moment, he thought he had escaped. Then the window cracked. Not from impact. No rock, no bird, nothing touched it. The crack spread across the glass like time itself was fracturing. Arab staggered back. "No! No, no! This isn't over yet!" The watch vibrated violently. A new message scratched itself onto the inner lid. "He's here." Arab rose. A soft knock came from the door. 3 taps. Slow. Deliberate. Arab's blood ran cold. "Who's there?" No answer. The doorknob twisted. Arab grabbed the nearest object, a textbook, as if a physics volume could fight a time-threatening entity. The door opened. But it wasn't the gray-eyed traveler. It was the watchmaker. The same old man from the vintage shop, except now he wasn't stooped or fragile. His back was straight, his eyes sharp, and the air around him shimmered faintly, like he didn't entirely belong in this timeline. "You used the watch," he said calmly. Arib swallowed. "What did you do to me? What do you want?" The watchmaker stepped inside. "I want to keep the timeline safe, something you almost destroyed with that jump." Arib clenched his jaw. "I saved a child." "Yes," the watchmaker said softly, "and because you did, her sister, Lena, will grow up to become a scientist who builds the world's first temporal barrier, a shield that prevents anyone from traveling through time ever again." Arib blinked. "That sounds good." "It would be," the watchmaker said, "if that invention didn't also erase every other timeline, including yours." Arib's breath caught. "What?" The watchmaker pointed at him. "You are not supposed to exist in this reality, Arib, and Lena's future will wipe out everything that created you." Silence. Arib's chest tightened. "I don't understand." "You weren't born in this timeline, Arib. You slipped into it as a baby during a temporal collapse 23 years ago. A collapse caused by him." Him. The gray-eyed traveler. As if summoned by thought, the lights flickered. The watchmaker's expression hardened. "He's near. If he reaches you, everything collapses." Arib shook his head. "Why me? Why does he care?" "Because you are the only paradox alive, and paradoxes can either save a timeline or destroy every version of it."
Arib's pulse pounded. "What do you want me to do?" The watchmaker held out a hand. "Give me the watch. I will fix this." Arib hesitated. Then he saw it. The watch, his watch, etched a new message. Slow, scratch by scratch. "Do not trust him. L." He stepped back. "L? Lena?" The watchmaker frowned. "Who?" But before he could move, the window shattered inward, not from force, but from emptiness. Arib saw him, the gray-eyed traveler, standing on the broken frame, time swirling around his boots like smoke. The watchmaker raised his hand. "Stay back, he's not ready." The traveler's voice was smooth, calm, and utterly cold. "He was never yours to control." The watchmaker's expression twisted. "You can't have him." Arib stepped away from both of them. "Stop! Somebody tell me what's happening." The traveler looked directly at him. "You want the truth? Then come." He extended his hand. "Touch my watch. See your real origin." Arib looked at the watchmaker, then at the traveler. He made his choice. He reached out. His fingers brushed the traveler's watch, and the world fell away. The true timeline. Arib landed on a dry, cracked field. The sky was red. Buildings were crumbling ruins. Wind howled through empty towers. "This," Arib whispered, "this can't be Earth." The gray-eyed traveler stood beside him. "This is your timeline, the one you were born in, the one the watchmaker destroyed." Arib turned sharply. "Destroyed? Why?" "Because your world created the first paradox. A temporal engine that fractured time itself. The watchmaker tried to stop it, and in doing so, wiped out your entire timeline. Arab's breath shook. But then, how am I alive? You were a baby. When the collapse began, your mother placed you in a stabilizing field, just long enough for the rupture to hurl you into another reality. Arab felt the ground tilt. He saw a flash. A woman in a lab coat, holding a baby. A blinding crack of light. Her voice, "Live, no matter what timeline you land in." Arab staggered. "My mother?" The traveler nodded. "She saved you, and I've been searching for you ever since." Arab looked at him. "Why?" "Because you're the only surviving link to the original timeline, and you're the only one who can help me restore it." Arab's mind flashed through everything. Lena, her sister, the collapsing sky. If I restore my timeline, what happens to the current one? The traveler didn't answer. Silence. Arab understood. It will be erased. The traveler's jaw tightened. One timeline must survive. Yours is the original, the rightful one. Arab stepped back slowly. But Lena's future? The people I met? They vanish? They were never meant to exist. Arab clenched his fists. They exist now. Isn't that enough? The traveler's eyes darkened. You sound like him. Him who? The watchmaker. He too once believed timelines can coexist before he lost everything. The wind howled. The traveler took a step closer. You must decide. Restore your timeline or let it die forever. Arab felt the watch vibrate again. Another message appeared. Choose the world you want to save. His hands shook.
I can't choose. The traveler's expression hardened. Then I choose for you. He reached for Arab. Arab clicked the watch. Time exploded. The final paradox. He landed between them. The watchmaker on one side, the traveler on the other. Both watches glowing like dying stars. Arab's voice trembled. I won't let either of you decide my fate. The watchmaker growled. You're a child playing with forces beyond comprehension. The traveler snapped. He is the key. He must restore the original world. Arab held up his watch. The hands spun violently, faster, faster, until they were a blur. Arab whispered, If I'm a paradox, then my choice creates a third timeline. The watchmaker's eyes widened. No, you'll rupture everything. The traveler shouted, Stop! Arab closed his eyes. And in this one, everyone survives. He slammed the watch shut. The world shattered. Light, sound, time, memory, everything became one blinding storm. Arab felt himself dissolve, then rebuild, then scatter again, until at last he opened his eyes. The new timeline. Sunlight, soft wind, the smell of fresh grass. Arab sat up slowly. He was in a park. Families laughed, kids chased pigeons, students read on benches. Normal, peaceful. A voice behind him said, You okay? Arab turned. It was Lena. But she wasn't in Victorian clothes. She wore jeans, a NASA hoodie, and a confused smile. You look like you just saw a ghost. Arab stared. Do I know you?
No? Should you? Arab's heart twisted. She didn't remember him. Time had rewritten everything. She was here, alive, safe, but she didn't know him. Arab forced a small smile. No, sorry, just... long day. She laughed. Aren't they all? She walked away. Arab watched her go. He looked down at his hand. The watch was gone, replaced by a simple wristband. A digital clock. Time. Ordinary again. He whispered to himself, maybe that's enough. He stood. A new world. A fresh start. A future with no watchmaker, no traveler, no collapsing timelines. Just life. Arab took a deep breath, and for the first time in forever, he felt free.